Yeah, so I showed up in a 7-Eleven cashier's dream after I tried to astral project and accidentally aura farmed the living fuck out of him. And I think you should probably try this too, because the technique, brother, the technique. Aw man, I did it again. So I had to tell you the story just up front. So for a little background, I was at this man, I was having a bad time. This was like early March, I want to say. I was having a bad time, gentlemen. I was pretty stuck. I was approaching a pretty brutal turning point that was going to kind of like pretty much destroy me if I didn't like make a decision and then take some decisive action. The very broad general strokes of what was happening. It's too boring to go into here. The part that's not boring is, so I went to the local 7-Eleven, or derivative thereof, and picked up my usual caffeine fix, because God knows I'm fiending for that. And I go there, and there's this cashier I know there. I would say I'm his favorite customer. Like, every time that I come in, he's just, oh, hey, how you doing? Hey. I put my drinks on the counter. Hey, good choice. Like, buddy, stop judging my glorp. What are you doing? Showing up here at 9 in the morning, getting judged for my glorp. I don't know what gludging is. I don't want to find out. I'm turning the comments off just to make sure I don't find out what gludging is. But I go there, and this guy's standing outside, just taking his break, of course. And, he looks at me as I walk up and tells me, dude, I had the craziest dream about you. I'm getting kind of scared. So I'm like, okay. Buckle my seat. Go on. And he tells me, okay. So what he saw was he was outside the gas station taking his break in the dream. Also, common location, I guess. He sees me crossing the road to get in because for some esoteric parking reasons that are too convoluted to explain right here, you basically cannot like park up in this gas station at like the time of day I usually go there. It's always just mayhem. You're like begging to get your bumper just turned into a foreign concept. You're not doing it. So I'm walking up across the crosswalk, and this car just comes out of nowhere, blows through the red light. It's about to turn me into a flat surface. I stick out my hand in the dream, and car just stops. Car stops. Just crunches up. Like that van in that one bullshit Amazon show made by a guy whose comics are equally insane and bullshit. Love you, Garth Ennis. And yeah, that was the dream apparently. Like someone tried to turn me into a road pizza with their Lambo, and I just gunk. No, you don't. Halt, citizen. That kind of thing. And I heard this, and let me tell you something. I was expecting something kind of like this. I wasn't expecting this to show up in someone else's dreams. This was not supposed to happen. Like, I'm very used to getting this kind of like cryptic symbolism. This is the first time it's showed up in someone else's dreams. And it's always from like the craziest source too. Like every time that this happens to me and I get these like, I don't know, apophenia states or whatever, it's always from like a 7-Eleven cashier. It's never like some like wise old man I'm talking to. It's always just some bullshit. And I find this really interesting, actually. This is exactly how I would want the information to be presented to me that I needed, the information that I needed at this point. So, kind of, it makes sense that it happened this way. I'll get to that. And the big problem that I guess people have with, like, interpreting dreams is that they don't get that all language is symbolic. Like, there is no such thing as words. There's no such thing as pictures. There's no such thing as images. There's no such thing as a symbol. I don't know what to tell you. It's just atoms, dude. Like, all of the symbolism is happening inside of our heads. And our heads are assembling that faster than we can process it. Right? Like, you haven't stopped once and like had to interpret a word that I'm saying, right? You're not breaking down the, I forget if it's etymology or entomology. We're going with entomology. That sounds more fun. Of like the word gas station or some shit like that. You don't have to consciously process this because your subconscious, that Carl Jung would have pointed out, is very good at determining symbolism, right? So this symbolism will frequently turn up in our dreams because we're so used to interpreting symbolism as language. I was watching Project Hail Mary last night. Peak movie of the year, easy. But what kind of surprised me is that the alien in that, despite being from another galaxy, is still using like symbolic language. Like you can create a picture of a thing and it represents that thing. That was a very strange choice to me. And it kind of like, it just makes the story go along, right? So that's why I wouldn't like write off dreams as just a random thing. If someone's constantly dreaming about like waterfalls, maybe they need to go to the bathroom before bed. If someone's dreaming about like their wife murdering them, maybe there's a certain level of animosity in the relationship. And if someone's dreaming about, you know, me getting hit by a car, it's a good sign that once again, the activities I've been up to are leaking out of my conscious state and into the conscious state of the last person I made contact with. I was not a very social creature at this point when all this happened. Yeah. Whoops. So if we're going to take the Jungian approach and kind of view dreams as like symbolic language, which I do, we get a very clear picture of like what's going on, because this isn't a difficult like cipher to figure out. I was having a rough time. I had to make a decision. Something was rushing up to like impact me, turn me into a road pizza, so to speak. And I had to like reach out and stop it. And frankly, it just took a lot of self-belief that I didn't have at that point, or thought that I didn't have. But this kind of cemented in my mind that like, oh yeah, you do have that. Very odd way for this to be brought up to me. So yeah, you have to treat these as messages, and these, like, there's some scientific backing for this, but it's mostly an esoteric kind of thing. Your thoughts aren't local to your head, right? Like, they're not just stored in the brain. They're also stored in this, like, electromagnetic field and, like, a sort of, like, I don't know, you could call it an extra-dimensional linguistic sphere and, like, symbol set that you set up for yourself. It's very difficult to get into in this, but they're basically going to be messages. Like, if things in the outside world are kind of pointing you in a certain direction and they feel like there's a bit of intelligent direction, or even in the internal world, it's even worse because, like, your unconscious is still, every time it makes a dream, it's trying to tell you something. I have the unique problem that all of my dreams happen while I'm awake. I am not kidding. That's just how I choose to do it. So yeah, I think you should start treating your dreams as messages. Because after that point, my life got so much better. Just the belief that, like, oh yeah, I can just stop this. Like, come on, dude, stop the car. Just reach out, halt. And I did. Again, not to bore you with the details, but I just made some very basic effort that I was kind of living in fear of before then, and that kind of sorted it all out. It just stopped things cold. I think you should try this. I think you should at least, like, maybe set aside, like, a week where you just go, like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? You have nothing to lose. You have literally nothing to lose here. If this goes right for you, it goes right. If it goes wrong, you lose, like, what? Like, an hour of your time? I think you know better than that by now. Especially because your dreams are just, it's not like someone else telling you what to do. Yeah, your dreams are not an outside force. They're not like some just mysterious thing your brain does. If you're getting, like, signs in your dreams, follow them. See what happens. I guess that's my point. Oh, and like if you're going to try to do this in like a waking state, if you have any like built up psychic tension with yourself, and that just means like thoughts that you haven't resolved, shadow patterns that you haven't integrated, they will start to show up in your life. And I wouldn't believe this if I hadn't seen it firsthand. So just keep that in mind. Have fun. Good luck. I will not be making a public apology to 7-Eleven or derivatives.